to day 15 of Single on Purpose 90 Days of Reflections. Today we're talking about contentment and desire can coexist. Sometimes we think that's not possible, but it really is possible. And so let's talk about it in our, hold on one second. Let's read our excerpt here. And I quote, "Now let's be realistic. It doesn't mean that you never get lonely. It doesn't mean you don't want a husband. It doesn't mean you don't have sexual desires. Of course you do. Of course I do. But those are the times when we must walk in the tension between contentment and desire. I do not believe those are mutually exclusive. You can be content, embrace, and enjoy the season of life you're in while still desiring and looking forward to marriage. Paul reminds us in Philippians 4:11, not that I am speaking of being in need, for I've learned in whatever situation I am to be content. What is our nugget for today? You can hold two truths at once: contentment in where God has you right now, and desire for the marriage you're praying for. When you fix your heart on the next thing instead of trusting God in this thing, in the present, you risk missing his lessons, delaying his blessings, and overlooking the grace sustaining you in this moment. Contentment is a choice. It's a choice, and it's a difficult choice sometimes, to trust him right where you are, even and probably most specifically when you want to be somewhere else, when you want a different situation. You know, I can relate that to the place I am in my business. I'm in this, been doing it for a while. It's not at the place that I want it to be, but I know I can't go back. And so trying to, how would I say, appreciate what I'm getting, what I'm learning, what I'm doing right now is challenging sometimes when you want the business to just like start growing in many ways, and impact and income and influence and all those things. It's hard to just be in this place just kind of grinding it out. But recently I realized more as it relates to this than I have ever really before in my business. I've done this contentment balance with desire as it relates to my relationship and singleness, and that's been a a long journey, but I've done it and I've been happy with that, and I understand that. But applying those same principles to the business is much more difficult because there are tangible, practical things that may not be being realized when you're waiting. But I recently realized that this is a blessing, or was reminded. I shouldn't say realized, like I never thought about it that way, but I was reminded that what I have right now is a blessing because God gave it to me, and he could take away my voice like that. And I won't be able to do this, the podcast, speak, any of those things. So appreciating it, being content with where I am, knowing that God doesn't just have me here. Like, this is for a season, but it's not for the rest of my life. And so this is the same thing with our in our relationships and our singleness, that I can be content. I can enjoy the benefits of singleness because there are many. Let's be clear. There are many. But I can also desire that other aspect of experiencing life with a partner and relationship and all of those things. So that is our nugget for today. What is the call to action? Reflect today. Am I, and put this in the comments, am I spending more energy longing for what I don't have than being grateful for what God is already doing in my life? Write down 3 things you can thank Him for in this season. So that's 2 steps. Please put it in the comments. I want you to engage with me. I don't want to just be talking to myself. But the first thing is, am I spending more energy longing for what I don't have than being grateful for what God is already doing in my life? Number 1. And then number 2, write down 3 things you can thank Him for in this season. And even better than that, write down 3 things you can be thankful for in this season that you recognize you won't be able to experience or have when you get married, if that's God's plan for you, or when you have children. Like, that's a whole nother level. Write down 3 things that singleness is affording you that marriage won't afford you. So I look forward to reading your responses. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Remember, if you want to know when the book is coming out, Single on Purpose, Embracing the Life You Have, Preparing for the Love You Want, DM me reflections or put reflections in the comments if you're on YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Just let me know, and we'll make sure you know that when it comes out shortly. Thank you for watching. And remember, until next time, you're not just single. You're single on purpose. God bless you.